Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Sue. Thank you for coming to Spring Soul Wellness. Today I wanted to share a little bit of Yoga 101 going through our warrior poses. So if you have taken an active yoga class, a hatha, vinyasa, something of that style, typically these are standing postures that are woven into your practice. Sometimes they're mentioned in Sanskrit, such as Vera, Bhadrasana, and sometimes they're just said in English, which is warrior. So there's a few different ones we can go through. This is here for you as a tutorial for how I like to interpret these postures. And I encourage you to find it in your body, kind of check in with the cues, and then see how you can let this work for you. But let's start with just a warm-up, a standing warm-up here. So maybe coming to mountain pose, which is standing tall, or Tadasana. Send your breath down through your fingertips, heart forward, toes forward, knees forward. Take a deep breath in, stand a little taller. Take a nice big breath out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Beautiful. 3rd time, inhale, hopefully through the nose if possible. Nice big exhale. You're welcome to stay here or bring your hands to heart center. Often in yoga, we set an intention for our practice. So maybe you just close your eyes and giving yourself an opportunity to get quiet for a few breaths. And notice what comes up for you. If you were to ask yourself, what would my intention be today? Or maybe pose it as, how would I like to feel in this practice? How would I like to move? Is there a word that inspires me today? And if nothing comes up, don't stress. Oftentimes, it's just nice to offer yourself an intention to be present. So to bring yourself right here, where your feet are on the ground in this moment. Go ahead and take an inhale. Let your chest fill up, your heart space fill up, the lungs fill up. And exhale. Excellent. Go ahead and roll your wrists out for a moment and just kind of walk your feet out. So a little bit more of a natural, organic warm-up here as we move the spine to prepare for our standing postures. Go ahead and take a little spinal rinse here. So just flowing, let your breath move through you freely. Take one more inhale here. And exhale. Perfect. Go ahead and come back to center. Standing tall, maybe a little bit of space between your feet. Let's inhale. We reach up right here. Right hand holds onto the left wrist. Exhale, take a side bend to your right. Inhale, bring it up through center. Exhale, holding onto the right wrist. Send it to the left. Inhale, right here, nice and tall. Exhale, take a cactus. Option to send your heart up. Take a back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. Very nice. Go ahead and just march your feet out a little bit. We're going to be opening up through the hips today. And then maybe just kind of kicking behind you. Perfect. And then oftentimes just kind of waking up your hips. I like to do these leg swings. You can bring your hand over to the wall if that helps, or find something to hold on to, or just bring your hands to your hips. But you're just kind of shifting and swinging. I'll start with my right leg, and it's a balance pose, and you've got a lot going on, so don't worry if you kind of wobble. Nice. And then go ahead and try it on the other side. Sometimes balance is better on one leg than the other, or sometimes different days we have different kinds of balance. So don't be hard on yourself if you're kind of toppling around. Perfect. And then kind of connecting with our breath here. Let's find an external hip rotation. So toes out, knees out. Here we go. We're going to sync with our breath a little bit just to kind of warm up, draw some energy in and get it moving through our body. So when you inhale, bend your knees, sink down, reach your arms up. Big exhale, press it away and stand up tall. Let's do it again. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, press it away. 3rd time, inhale, hips down, reach up. Perfect. Exhale. Taking a little stretch here through that kind of version of goddess pose. So we have our knees bent. We're going to rest our hands right here on our thighs. Lean forward a little bit, press your hands down, take a breath in. On the exhale, dip your right shoulder down. Breathe in through the center and exhale, take it the other way. Excellent. Go ahead and come through the middle and then bring yourself up to standing. Perfect. So let's check out these warrior poses. Our first one is warrior one, Vera Bhadrasana one. Oftentimes we're facing forward. Sometimes we're finding this in a flow. Sometimes we're coming into it from standing. Today we're coming in from standing. So I'm just going to invite you to step your right foot forward and step your left leg back. Now, when you step your left leg back, you're going to turn your left toes out. Your hips are going to want to swing to the left. That is very natural, very normal. Some of the challenge of this pose is drawing your hips towards the center. So as if there were lights on them, you're shining those lights from your hips forward. There is a big stretch going on here through the back of the left leg. Right knee is bent. And then maybe you just floss it out a little bit. Big stretch here through the front left hip flexor. Now as you start to settle in, sometimes we take this heel to arch alignment. If that is not working for you, I encourage you to take your stance a little wider. I tend to take mine wider. And then when you get here, pulling the right hip back. Heart forward, gaze forward. You can bring hands to heart center. This can be your warrior one right here. Or perhaps you take a more traditional version and you send your arms up. Wherever you are, draw your navel in and just kind of check in with your body. See if you can find a little bit of ease of breath flowing. If you're reaching towards the ceiling, notice how your shoulders feel. Notice where you feel energy activating through your body. Let's take an inhale here and exhale. Very nice. Go ahead and switch. Let's practice it on the other side. It would make me crazy if we only did things on the one side. So you're standing at the center of your mat, left leg forward, right leg back. Notice here, our body wants to turn to the right. You're inviting your hips towards the center. As you do that, this back foot is grounded. You bend into this front knee. Then start to draw your left hip back. Notice here if your spine starts going one way or the other. See if you can find a little bit of neutral. Pressing into the feet, maybe toes are light, and we can come here to our warrior one with our hands at prayer. Or maybe we express our arms up. And always an option to take a different variation here. You're going to notice different sensations, different kinds of stretch, different kind of pull. If anything feels painful, you change it. You make it work for you. See if you can gaze forward here. Take an inhale and exhale. Very nice. Go ahead and release. Okay. Second pose is warrior two. So go ahead and stand facing the wide part of your mat and come into a wide-legged stance. Perfect. We're going to turn, hi Penny, you want to join us? Turn your right toes out. Same thing here. One knee is bent. The leading leg has a bent knee. The back leg has this straight leg. You're going to find that external hip rotation here. Kind of notice where your hips are wanting to go. This is all about like exploration, right? Yoga is a practice. So don't feel like you have to be locked into something once you get there. Give yourself time to be like, all right, here's this warrior two legs, but like, how do I want this to feel? You can keep a soft bend in the knee. You can kind of take it a little deeper, take your stance wider. And then I'm just inviting you to have your heart facing the long end of your mat. We can have hands at heart center. Legs are working hard here. One thing about the right knee, it might tend to like dip in towards the left. So if your right foot is forward, you're going to encourage that right knee towards your pinky toe side. When you turn that on, you will feel that. As you check in here, hands can be at heart center. You can look out or gaze forward. More traditionally, we extend the arms. So reach through the fingertips, drop your shoulders. Gaze over your right hand. Here you are, warrior two, Vera Bhadrasana two. Allow yourself to breathe here. Notice where you're working. Notice anywhere you could soften. So even if it's your gaze, or maybe you're clenching your jaw because you're really focused. Excellent. Take an inhale here and exhale. We're going to take this one right into a reverse warrior since we're all set up for it. Flip your right palm. I tend to reach it forward a little bit and then breathe in. Right hand comes up and over. Left arm can drape down or you can reach behind you. And then right here, maybe you got to floss it out a little bit. Wake that right leg up. If the right knee is dipping in, invite it out to the side. Your choice here, where you want to look, where you want to gaze. Take one more inhale here, legs stay the same. We just have this nice arch, this side body stretch. And then exhale, float it back to your warrior two. Feel that right leg working? I do. Straighten your leg, go ahead and come to the middle, shift your hips side to side. She always wants to be around for this. Maybe your animals come by you when you have your yoga mat out too. All right, friends, turning the left toes to the short end of your mat. Make those adjustments. If you're in a narrow stance, maybe take it a little wider. Notice how that feels. Start to floss that left hip out. And then notice here, we know where the hips want to go, where the spine want to go. It all makes sense. It's all connected. So challenging yourself with these postures to invite your heart to face the long end. Maybe you're pressing into the feet like you want to rip your mat apart. Some people like to squeeze and draw up and in. So find what works for you. We can send the arms out to a T. Bend into that left knee. If the left knee is bent, invite it towards the pinky toe side. Gaze over your left fingertips right here. Where can you make those adjustments? And where can you just breathe? If that's all you do is breathe through this, you're doing your yoga. Spine is tall. Lift the crown of your head up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Take an inhale into your warrior two. And exhale. Let's find that reverse warrior. So you're gonna flip your left palm up. I like to reach it forward, not required by any means, but it gives me a little energy as I extend through my left arm and drop my right arm down. Maybe here I bring my right arm behind my back. Check in here with your left knee, encourage that left knee out to the side. Legs are working, stretch to the left side body. And just breathe, yogis, you got this. Full breath in, reverse warrior. Exhale, send it back to that warrior two. I feel it in my left leg working as well. Straighten your legs. Go ahead and come back to a wide-legged stance. Kick your legs out. Watch out for any cats below you. Feel free to shake your hips side to side. Awesome. All right, we're gonna play with a little bit of warrior three. Penny, I think we may have to relocate you a little bit. She's like, why? Come here, little girl. Here, come up here. Okay. So our third pose here that we're going to play with is a little bit of warrior three. It is a balance pose. Oftentimes blocks can be helpful at the top of the mat, so if you have yoga blocks, feel free to grab them. We're going to start in our mountain pose. She went right back to the middle, didn't she? This is about balance. So first, let's just start with a little bit of balance, okay? Send the weight to the right leg. Go ahead and bend your left knee, hover your left foot. Let's practice a little bit of a crane pose or a one-legged mountain. Notice what it's like to activate this right leg. You're welcome to lift your arms up. Again, this is just our warrior three prep here. Maybe find hands at heart center. All right, shifting to the other side. Walk your feet out, mountain pose. Sorry, pen. Left foot presses down. That is your anchor. That is your strong leg. We bend the right knee. We lift the right foot. If you tend to slouch here, see if you can just press that left foot into the ground. Notice your energy. Notice the activation. Again, any expression with your hands is totally cool. Breathing in and breathing out. Awesome. Okay, shift the hips a little bit side to side. All right, friends, warrior three. Remember, it's just play, it's just balance. It's all good if we kind of fall out. The way we practice it is we just keep coming back to it. So come back to your mat. Come back a minute later, come back an hour later, come back a day later, whenever it calls to you. So just like you did in your one-legged mountain pose, we're going to start by setting our weight into our right leg. We're going to lift this left leg up right here. Your right leg is your strong foundation here. I want you to draw your navel in, and you're going to think about pressing through the left foot. As you lean forward, press back through the left foot, gazing down here. I'm going to bring my hands at heart center. You can have hands on hips so you can reach them forward. And then keep lifting that back leg. Keep reaching your heart forward. Keep sending the crown of your head towards the top of your mat. There's a crumb exactly on my mat that I'm staring at, and that's giving me a little bit of focus here. Option to find a different expression with your arms. Option to bring hands to blocks. Excellent. Press into that right leg. Come back through that one-legged mountain and exhale, bring it down. Nice. Yes, oftentimes finding something to stare at. If it's a candle, if you're in a yoga studio, or if you're like me practicing at home, there's random stuff on the ground, there's cat toys, and there's crumbs and all the things. So finding that focal point that's maybe just a little bit in front of you. All right, warrior 3, Vera Bhadrasana 3. Second side. This is just our little learning the warriors, right? Go ahead and gaze forward here. Maybe float this right leg up. Find your breath. This is an energetic pose here, so we want to be alive and breathing, and it's okay if your heart rate gets up a little bit. As you lean forward, keep reaching and pressing through your right foot. Notice if you let that right leg drop, everything starts to crumble. So here you are, left leg standing, all good to have a little bend here in that leading leg. Crown of the head reaches forward. I'm using my couch for balance. Press through the back leg, get long through the spine. See if you can level off your hips here. If that right hip is going up, level it off. Keep reaching, keep breathing, take another breath in. Woo, thank you, couch. Exhale, bring it up. Perfect. Go ahead and release, shake it out. Nice job. Let's take a spinal rinse here. I don't know about you guys, but it is autumn in Chicago and definitely feeling that change of season. A little bit of chilliness outside. Always gives me a little bit of good feelings thinking about what's to come. Thanksgiving and the holidays and all those good things. All right. One more warrior pose that we're going to play with here, and that is our humble warrior. In order to do that, we need our shoulders to be working. So go ahead and take a few shoulder rolls here. And take them back the other way. Excellent. Remember, we're just taking more of a organic, stretchy type warm-up. Go ahead and do an open and close across the chest. We want you to be loose and ready so you can workshop these postures. And then when you're in your yoga class, you'll be like, I remember what those are. Go ahead and up and down, swoosh your arms. Very nice. Okay, slowing it down here. So what happens in our humble warrior? We're in a warrior 1 essentially with our legs. We've got a change in our upper body. Right here, you're thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades together. So before we set up those legs, let's just kind of open the shoulders. This is called a bind in yoga. You're interlacing your fingers, you're dialing your knuckles down. You'll squeeze your shoulder blades together. Heart might go up, gaze might go up. If you're like, this is not working, it's okay. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Imagine you're holding a small ball. You can also use a yoga strap, a towel. You can hold onto your shirt. It's the sensation of squeezing the back body and opening up across the front body. So you're gonna find what works for you in this posture. But we'll start with a neutral spine. We'll let our arms relax. Let's come into that warrior 1 with the right leg leading. So a little test here. See if you can get yourself into this posture. Right knee bent. If the hips are going to the side, send them to the center. Pull the right hip back. And then we extend up. Now, oftentimes, in a version of a humble warrior, it's a little easier to take your feet wider. So check in here and give yourself a little space. Take a breath in, gaze forward. On the exhale, turn your palms out, bring your arms all the way down, and then find your bind. So I'm going to interlace my fingers. As I do that, I can feel my shoulders open. I'm automatically kind of preparing to gaze up. As I do that, I can dig deep, bend the front knee. On your exhale, humble warrior, your upper body starts to lean and hinge forward. You can go here. You can take it a little lower. Stay strong in your legs. Maybe you drop your head and you send your knuckles up to the sky. Humble warrior. You're snuggling inside that front knee. Notice the energy. Notice the bowing down. And then press into the feet. Bring yourself up. You can release the bind or bring your hands to your low back and then release. And then go ahead and extend your arms up right here. Back to that warrior 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very nice, yogis. Second side, humble warrior. You are almost done with your warrior tutorial. Set up your legs, please, for your warrior 1. Left leg forward. Right foot grounded, turned out to the side. Bend into your left knee. Find a tall neutral spine here. Gaze forward. We're going to do warrior one first. Hands at heart center or reaching them up, or even hands on hips. Gazing forward, heart forward. Take a breath in, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, palms go out. Reach through your arms, wake up your arms. Find your version of that bind. Again, remember, holding your shirt or yoga strap. Maybe squeezing a small ball, you can be right here. If you interlace, press your knuckles down, send your heart up, come out of your low back, maybe gaze up. You can open that beautiful throat chakra here. Take a big breath in as you fill up your lungs. Exhale your journey through your humble warrior. You can go halfway. You can go a little farther. Find where you'd like to be. See if you can be stable and strong through your legs. And breathe, my friends. Knuckles to the sky. Take an inhale. Start to lift yourself up. Unwind out of your bind. Settle back in, warrior one. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Go ahead and kick it out, shake it out. I hope you feel like you've gained a little bit of knowledge and understanding. Maybe something new here. Go ahead and find a little spinal rinse, my friends. And hopefully you feel like you have tools and knowledge and confidence to take those yoga classes, whether they're in your home or whether they are at a studio or a gym. But I know it can be hard. I know it can be intimidating sometimes to walk in and be like, I have no idea what people are talking about. So let this video be a reference point for you. Let yourself practice it. Build that muscle memory. And you'll be all good. Let's close out in a mountain pose and just breathe. Standing tall, both feet on the ground, eyes open or eyes closed. Breathe in nice and deep, yogis. And breathe out. You can stay here or let your hands come to heart center. Thank you for joining me. So grateful to have you here. Check out my other videos, send me a note, let me know how you guys are doing. Grateful for each and every one of you. Have a beautiful day today. Namaste.